Sorry.
Okay, we welcome the University of Illinois coach Shauna Green, Kendall Bostin, and Adalia McKenzie. We would ask at this time, Coach, if you would make an opening statement, and then we'll turn it over to the players for a few questions.
This game just comes down to, again, the fourth quarter and really our last 5 minutes again, and it's something that we've struggled with the last few games. We were leading, going into the fourth, then we give up a 7 point run there in the fourth quarter, their best scoring runs in the fourth, and that can't happen, or the biggest. Yeah, we gave up whatever it was in the fourth. So, and then again, everything we've been talking about was finishing plays, getting those rebounds. It's why we lost really the Michigan game, and we did the same thing tonight. We just we got stops and down the stretch could not get the rebound. And you just can't win in March when you're doing those things. So those are controllables for us, is what we hang our hat on, and just too many mishaps in the last 5 minutes that cost us the game.
Questions for the players? Please raise your hand so we can bring the microphones to you.
Joey Wagner with the Illini Inquirer. Kendall, what are you seeing or feeling on the floor in those final 5 minutes? And did you think maybe you had gotten that addressed in the last 4 or 5 days?
I feel like it's just a lack of awareness. I feel like we're all we're locked into the game and we're playing hard, but it's like the IQ things, like getting a box out. That's a basic fundamental thing. It's not like, running a play or stopping a player. It's a basic box out. And we have to be able to do that. We have to be able to rotate. We work on rotations every single day. We have to be able to rotate. And then we have to be able to guard out of bounds. We've been preaching that all year long because last year we were not very good at it. And the last couple games they've gotten a lot of points on those baseline out of bounds plays. They had a wide open layup with a minute or two left, and that can't happen. And it's an uncontested wide open layup. So it's just a lot of these little things that we have to be able to clean up, and that's on us on the court. I mean, there's no excuse for it. There's no reason for it to happen. It's just we have to be able to, lock into that and say we've got to do this, and we have to have all 5 on the floor. It can't be 4 of us or 3 of us. It has to be all 5 that are willing to do whatever it needs to be done to win.
More questions for the players?
Matt Stevens with line, I guess. KB, if I'd have told you Alexis Markowski goes for just 9 and 4, I think you probably thought you were going to win. What did the other interior players do from tonight that may have been different than what you saw in film?
I think initially, just with, Markowski, we talked about taking up her space a little bit more. Last game, I gave her a lot more space. And so, we've been working on it all week long. With our practice players and stuff, so I think that was executed well. But I think a couple times, I kind of slacked off on their other bigs coming and trying to take a break, which can't happen. It's a Big Ten; everyone is capable. So I think we cleaned that up in the second half a little bit. But I think they also took advantage of our fours a little bit, just size wise, and they really went in, especially when Barry was in there. But yeah, I think, we made the adjustments from last game, but we just got to carry that over to the entire position, not just one player.
Okay, last 2 questions from the players, starting in the back.
Hi, Sammy St. Jean, News Channel 20. Adalia, I want to ask, last few games in general as this season has closed, really good teams, but obviously not the results you wanted. How do you guys shake those past few games as you guys enter the final phase here of the postseason?
Yeah, you can't do anything after the game is done. So you got to focus on the next one and the next opportunity that we have. And we do a really good job of bouncing back. Unfortunately, we haven't done what we need to do to bounce back fully, but we will. And it's just all about staying confident and really learning. And like KB said, the little things, boxing out. We keep preaching it. Everybody has to do it collectively. So just keeping our head high. Us seniors don't want the season to end, so we're going to fight to the end, and that's something that we keep talking about as well. So a lot of learning and just a lot of focus just carrying over.
Brian Teague, Chicago State of Mind. Adalia, you had 10 assists, but you and KB had it going really good there in the first half. Was that a part of the game plan to get the ball inside to KB?
Yeah, that's every game plan, to feed KB and get her going. And she does a good job of just diving and being strong, and I see her most of the time. So, yeah, it's fun playing with KB, and she did a really good job today.
Okay, ladies, you are dismissed. You can return back to the locker room. Questions at this time for Coach?
Shauna, just given how these kind of final 5 minutes have gone, are you at all surprised, just given how cohesive it all was during that winning streak and being a veteran team, that it's kind of shaky right now in those stretches?
Yeah, I mean, this team has always really learned from mistakes, and we've been, working on it and preaching it. So, a little bit, yeah, I thought today, I thought we kept talking about it even in the timeouts that, I would bring up, okay, the Michigan game, this happened, like, we're going to learn from it. It's not happening today. And, just trying to really just be positive mindset and get them to, believe that we're going to make those plays today. And it just didn't happen. So, and that's what's frustrating is for me and for them is, these are things we can control. We can control box outs. We can control our baseline out of bounds defense. And I just, we have not executed. To win in March, it's all about who executes at a higher level. And we did not execute. And we missed some easy baskets, but I don't usually get on them about that. I'm more about the defense and the rebounding. We knew that was what it was going to take down the stretch to win. It's why we lost against Michigan, and we didn't do it. So at some point, you gotta step up and you gotta make those plays if you want to continue to have your season going, or you're going to be done real quickly.
Glenn Kinley with WCIA 3. What did they do differently to limit Kendall in the second half?
They didn't do anything. Kendall had 19, so they didn't do anything. She missed a couple of those jump shots, but we didn't execute.
Coach Dave Reinhardt, WCBK Radio. It was mentioned earlier in a previous press conference about this conference, and you guys are in that group of 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 in the seedings and all that. The toughness and the competitiveness every night of everybody just kind of beats up on one another. Kind of your thoughts on that? No,
you're right. I mean, that's why this conference is the best conference in the country, and I firmly believe that. I think we've shown it, and there's so many teams, the top two have kind of held their ground, but everyone else, literally anyone can beat anyone on any night, and it's hard, then you throw in a neutral court in these type of games, and, we just played Nebraska, a week and a half ago or whatever it was, so each other so well, it's so hard. Every night is just so competitive, and you're right, we just sit there and beat up on each other, so we could get 12? They're saying 13 teams in the NCAA tournament. That's unbelievable.
Jake Bedell, WAND TV Decatur. 22 points for Nebraska coming off the bench tonight. Everybody talks about this time of year, getting hot at the right time. How do you go about guarding a team who's got that depth on their bench to be able to put points up on the board and also not know who's going to have the hot hand going into each matchup? Yeah, I mean, they obviously have a lot more players than we have to put in there, so that's a nice thing that Amy has the luxury of. So we did a great job on Markowski. Petrie made some really big plays. I mean, that three that she hit was the dagger, and then 44. I don't want to totally ruin her name, so I'm not going to say it, but she made some really nice plays, and that's why I told KB, you're doing such a great job on Markowski. Like she made reference to, you can't take a break when these other guys come in, because they keep coming, and we're just not deep, and we're not that big, so they took advantage of it. So credit them, but it doesn't. None of this takes away from, again, this team. I'm really proud of them, what we've done with the adversity we've had this year. I mean, are they running out of gas? I don't know. I'm never going to say that. Like I told them in the locker room again, there's no excuses. We're never going to sit here and talk about that. Nebraska made more plays down the stretch than we did, and we got to figure out, how we need to execute and rebound and be physical down the stretch and make winning plays down the stretch, and that's where we're going to attack on this week off leading into the NCAA tournament.
Okay, Steve, then we'll finish up on this side.
Shauna, Steve Strimling, XL Sports. Last year, if you remember, we were over at Hinkle Fieldhouse, and JD was even there, and we were talking about after the Villanova game, and you said, I never want to be, this is really nice, but I don't want to be in this position again. What changed your team from last year to be one more of the elite Big Ten teams this year?
Yeah, that's a great point, and I actually talked about that just in the locker room. I said, remember what our mindset was last year and how mad we were up in Minneapolis, but we had a complete change of our approach, and we were going to go into this, WBIT, and we were going to win it. If we're going to be in it, we're going to win it. So I said we need to have that same approach going into the NCAA tournament. But what we went through last year, there's no way we're able to deal and have the success we had this year through the adversity that we faced, losing, 2 top players, an All-American, first team All Big Ten. We don't accomplish what we accomplished this year without the adversity we went through last year and without the WBIT championship run. That stretch in Indy last year to win that really changed this team and the trajectory to be able to go out and compete, night in, night out, and to get 11 wins in the Big Ten. We were on an 8-game winning streak in the Big Ten. The consistency, that no doubt about, was from that run last year, and really prepared and propelled our team to now. And now we are going to be in an NCAA tournament. And that's what our goal was when we cut down those nets, last year, about a month from now.
Final question?
Shauna, we kind of asked you this a couple days ago, but you've got the better part of 10 days now before Selection Sunday. How do you want to go about using that time with this group?
Rest. We need rest. I'm going to give them a few days off. I mean, even KB, her back today, she played 40 minutes and kind of tweaked it, and that's toughness right there. Jen, I forgot Jen went down in the first quarter. We just hold our breath, and Jen battled back through. On a sprained ankle, and fought and played the rest of this game. So, we're just going to take rest. We're gonna try to get everyone healed up and tape them all together and get out there and really enjoy. I told them I want to enjoy this next week. This is a special group that didn't end the way we wanted to end. We wanted to win today, obviously, but this group's special, and I want to enjoy the rest of this journey with them, and we're going to go and we're going to fight like hell in the NCAA tournament.
Coach, want to thank you very much, and hope good things are about to come more your way.
Thank you. I appreciate it.